All right, Panther fans. That's it. That's all I got to say. Stu's got his that should have been a victory cigar. And just I don't think we've seen that all year. I mean, we haven't seen that in a long time. Being up 3-1, it looked like we were getting ready to coast. And the next thing you knew, not so much. Not so much. Stu, what do you got?
Yeah, I don't know about coasting. I think we had kicked it up a gear where we expected another, 2 or 3 goals after that.
Yeah.
We were cruising along. I mean, it's just total collapse. Total collapse. I think everybody's in agreement that game's on Bob, even though, mistakes were made, defense was, Bob's tired, man.
Yeah.
We're everybody's, we've all been throwing it around, man. You can't just keep working the guy and working the guy. And you and I talked about night, coming up, and the problem is we have too many players on the roster.
Right.
And they can't send this kid Johansson down. They'll put him on waivers and someone will grab him. I mean, I don't understand. If he's in the NHL and he's on the roster,
right.
What is he, a piece of wood to sit on the bench and maybe, collect a puck that's inadvertently shot at the bench?
Right. Yeah, no, it's a weird situation. He hasn't played in a long time. And now they sent Tippett back to the AHL so they could bring Mammon up off of IR. Fine. And you're right. We've got roster numbers problems. But what they're doing now is not the solution. Now, the other part to that, and this has, the more I thought about it last night when I was doing the recap, the more I got a little bit concerned. It's not like this was game 5, 6, 7 in a row for Bobrovsky. This was 4 after that break. And I mean, that's what the playoffs are going to be, is every other night, night after night after night. And it just got me a little bit wondering if we're going to need Spencer Knight a few times in the playoffs. If we get to, 6 and 7 games in some of these series, is Bob going to handle the workload? Because he wasn't terrible last night, but he was clearly not himself.
No, he's not the Bob we've seen in the last half dozen games, for sure.
Right.
I mean, the breakaway goal, he should have had that.
Yeah.
There was a couple other goals he should have had. Well, Ekblad never should have pulled the handle at the blue line. So that there should never have been a breakaway to begin with.
Right.
I mean, I don't understand how you get a 3-1 lead. Okay, you blow the 3-1 lead, but then you go up. First of all, you get a goal turned around.
Yeah.
For goalie interference. You get lucky on that. And then you get lucky on a whistle not being blown, and Bennett squeaks it in.
Right.
And then you're up 4-3 with 9 minutes to go.
Yeah.
I mean, WTF.
Right. Right. Yeah.
I mean, at that point, you close the game out or you get another goal.
Yeah.
So anyway, it was a disgusting loss. That's the word to describe it. That's it.
I like that word. Yeah.
Yeah,
it was definitely. I
2
was calling
points
it
2 points thrown away. That's that game last night.
Yeah. No doubt there. At the very worst, we had a 4-3 lead in the third period. We got to at least get that game to overtime. I mean, that's just at the worst. All right. So what else did we see? We saw. I know we're probably going to end up with Mammon for a few more nights up there to give him more of an opportunity, but. Did you see the
Yes.
You saw what the
hypothetical?
The hypothetical.
With Bennett up there?
Yeah. So let's let everybody know what that was. There's a friend of mine on Twitter actually came up with an interesting suggestion where you'd move Bennett up next to Barkov and move Lundell to 2C, and then Reinhardt at 3C, and then our fourth line. We hadn't thought about that at all. And once I looked at it, I said, well, maybe if you switch Mammon with Achari on that third line, give or take one way, but that might be a solution.
And what did I write back? It's worth a try.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
more importantly, I want to see the defense mixed up a little bit. He's got to experiment. I mean, he doesn't have to do anything. He's the coach. We're not.
Yeah.
But I still say, you know, every time that Uyghur and Ekblad are out there, I hold my breath.
Right.
Uyghur, I could count at least 2 or 3 times he made very poor decisions with the puck.
Yeah.
One being, and I think it was in the first move, one being trying to stick handle, instead of clearing it off the boards and out of the zone, he tried to do an Ekblad. What Ekblad did that one game with two predators were right on him. He tried to stick handle around them.
Yeah, I saw Ekblad do it in front of the net again yesterday too. He got away with it, but I watched him come right in front of the net last night at some point. So, yeah, I know. I mean, we hate to beat a dead horse. I don't think coach is going to make that change there any which way or I don't think he's going to make that change.
I think he's just influenced by them and the fact that they want to play together.
Yeah.
I also am getting really, really sick and tired of this back pass. That Ekblad looks so lost when when he's bringing it up, and he'll back pass. He's doing a Yandel, even when he's got pressure on him. When all he's got to do, I mean, he has some good moves.
Right.
I mean, why doesn't he take the puck in the zone himself and dish it off?
Right.
We're gonna get burned. We're gonna get burned on that.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get burned. But now Bobrovsky has been.
It's coming.
Yeah, Bobrovsky's been making those saves. I think last night was just the difference between. I mean, we obviously didn't play our regular game, but we've had plenty of periods where Bobrovsky's just been making those saves, and we walked out with a 2-0 lead or a 1-0 lead out of the period instead of it, being tied both periods last night. But yeah, I like the idea. I mean, it's worth a shot throwing Bennett up there to see if, Lundell is certainly good enough to be 2C. The only question there is, would his face-off percentage hurt too much?
Yeah, I'd like to see him with Huberdeau.
Yeah, what the hell not? Those two on
Barkov Jr.
Yeah, that could be interesting to say the least.
They haven't tried Bennett up with Barkov.
No, it was a really good idea. It was really once I thought
Bennett's a center, but hey.
Yeah, but so Reinhardt too, right? I mean, it could work. You never know. They're giving everybody else a chance. Now, what did you think about? And we're just wishing at this point, wishy-washy, I guess. But if we're gonna just keep throwing guys up there at the top, do you think giving Vetrano one last chance up there before we kick him out the door? He's set for quite some time now. Maybe it's not like, he's been a good player up to this season, right?
And who are you sitting?
Well, I would put him, let me see, I would put Vetrano up at the top, and I would be sitting Mammon, because then you'd have line 2 and line 3 be the way we like them, and line 4 really, and then sit Mammon, because I'm not a fan of breaking up that third line with Lundell and Reinhardt and Marchment, and the second line, with Duclair, with Huberdeau and Bennett. So yeah, I would. Like we keep saying, somebody's got to take that spot. We just can't keep, putting Barkov with Huberdeau up there and then winging it.
But Vetrano's a left wing.
Right.
I don't know about him playing on the right side. That would be, foreign to him.
Right. Yeah.
It takes a certain kind of player to be versatile to move around. And
right.
I don't think Frankie V's that guy.
No, you're probably right. Probably right there. Well, I guess we'll have to see what happens. But so now
we can't lose games like we lost.
No,
we can't give away. Listen, again, it's the regular season.
Yeah,
but it could have been a playoff game.
Yes. Yeah, that was definitely. Look, Nashville was desperate. It's funny when I'm sitting there watching it with Kyle, and he's sitting in the chair next to me being the voice of reason. He's like, look, they lost 4 in a row. They're desperate.
Right.
They're desperate.
I
You
said,
know?
I said the same.
Yeah.
I said the same thing to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I texted that to you that that they
Yeah.
were coming, that they weren't going to lay down.
Right.
That they came in on a mission, and
Yeah.
you
And
lose 4 in a row, you definitely want to break that. You don't want to make it 5 in a row.
no, and I think that's some of what happened last night, because a lot of teams, when we've gotten that 3-1 lead, they've kind of laid down a little bit to where we've been able to get that 4th goal and salt it away. To give Nashville a little bit of credit for yesterday's game. It wasn't completely just us playing bad.
As soon as Yossi scored, I knew we were in trouble.
Yeah.
And a shorthanded goal really changed everything.
Yes.
That shorty, as it usually does, really, sparks momentum on a team.
Yeah, and it's a shame Barkov couldn't bury his. He just
that again. I saw comments on Twitter about his telltale backhand move, which every goalie has studied 100 times.
Yeah. If he would have just lifted it, but
I don't know why he couldn't do the old Kucherov. I'd like to see him do one of that. The Kucherov move.
Which one?
Where he just like loses the puck, and it
loses the puck. Yeah,
slowly goes between the goalie's legs.
Yeah.
And I'm roasting out here, bro.
All right.
we normally do the videos in the morning, guys, and it's it's 3:00, and I get the afternoon sun on my
you
terrace.
see, I've got the afternoon sun shining in right over here too. I look like I got a half a face of makeup on, and this one's gonna be all. It is what it is. Nobody
got air conditioning though, right?
Well, I do. I haven't had to turn it on in here yet because it's still like 60. What is it? 68 degrees outside, and it's 68 degrees today, and then tomorrow we're gonna have ice and sleet. So that's what spring is up north.
It's 80 degrees here and sunny.
Yeah, no, it's 80. Yeah. So, well, we're the people will be complaining about if we start doing the weather, because supposedly that's Uyghur's job. But now, look, last night was just one of those. We're just gonna have to toss it away. I would love to just know what the hell they're doing with the backup goaltending situation. That's the biggest thing for me right now. It was like, it made sense to have Knight there during the All-Star break, and okay, the road trip, all right. But then what are we doing? What are we doing now? This doesn't make any,
Yeah, I mean, when they picked this guy up, I was asking myself, why did they pick this guy up?
Yeah, I mean,
what was the reason? Spencer Knight's our backup.
Right.
If they don't have confidence in him to be the backup, then what?
Well, the thing of it is that I could see where they wanted to get him some games, but the schedule now is so compact. He should be up and getting back into the groove of things. There's no reason for him to still be down there now. So, I mean,
they can't send this guy. They can't send this guy down.
Right.
He's got to clear waivers.
Yeah, that's how we got him. He's waiver. He's not waiver exempt.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't know what we're doing there. You gonna throw Bob out there again? I mean, I know he wants to play against Columbus, but I guess if we're gonna ever put Johansson out on the ice, boy, that would be a shocker if we see that kid on the ice against Columbus instead of Spencer.
Yeah, why not? Screw that whole Bob's got to play against Columbus. It's just another team.
Right.
I'd rather see Bob fresh for Edmonton.
Yeah, no, and I agree with you 100% there. Absolutely. So makes no sense what we did last night at all that way. And I've seen a lot of people agreeing with that. Other than that, though, it wasn't obviously a terrible game. This Hornquist doesn't look like himself these last few games either. He has not been speeding around like a maniac the way he had before. I
thought the first game back he looked good.
Right. Yeah. But, the last shift that I saw him last night, he had the puck around behind the net and he dished it off to somebody, and I watched him skate to the bench, and he was laboring. It was not, let me hurry up and get off so that somebody can get back on. He was like, all right, let me get over to the bench. It was not his norm. So I'm a little bit of a concern there. Certainly there's no need for him to play if he's tweaked something, because Achari's sitting there on the bench, you know.
Let's mention one other thing, because
Yeah,
that's all
yeah.
I got. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
even
no,
want
same here.
to. No, I want to forget about last night.
Mhm.
Bennett took a really stupid cross-checking penalty, which cost us a goal. I mean, those are instances where you got to use your head, man.
And you got to know they just called it on the guy against Duclair. So you damn well had to know that if we even breathed on the guy the wrong way,
Yep,
they were gonna make that makeup call. It was
yep.
I was surprised. I mean, they kind of had to call the one on Duclair because the rep was like right there. It was just like, and he really let him have it. But you got to be smart. And this kid Bennett, I love him to death, but he has the tendency, you know.
Yep, he has a tendency. That's exactly right.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Listen, we shot ourselves in the foot.
right.
We lost. Let's just move on to the next one.
Yeah, we'll move on to the next one. So what do we got? We got Columbus Tuesday. Columbus Thursday. Then we got the game Saturday against the Oilers. And then we've got a few days off. So now that I'm really thinking about it with this thing with Spencer Knight, I wonder if that's been the plan, is to not bring him back until after that break, because we play Saturday and then we don't play again till Thursday of the following week. We don't have games. So I just wonder if that was been the plan, and we're going to just play
I don't
Johansson
know.
tomorrow
If
night.
we're off all those games, then Bob's going to have his rest.
Right. There's still two
But
more.
there's got to be a back-to-back coming up.
Yeah, the following week, I believe we do. But like I said at the start, and this will be the last thing I got, little bit concerned, just a little bit concerned, because it's not like he's played 6 or 7 in a row. This was only 4 in a row.
Yeah, look at Vasilevsky, his workload.
Right.
We were just talking about burning him out the other day.
Yeah, you know. So that's it. That's the same concerns I had last night, but I thought about it more and more during the day, and I was like, you know, we're sitting here saying we're Spencer Knight because Bob played 3 games in a row, but I mean that's not even, I mean, that's not even half a playoff series. He's got to be able to be fresh. So I don't know what the answer is there. As you would know the answer to the question probably more than I would, but have there been teams? I'm sure there's been teams, but have there been teams that have platooned their goalies during a cup run, like a guy getting 2 or 3 starts and then the backup coming in and actually won the cup that way?
I'm trying to think off the top of my head. No.
Right.
But I'm trying to think, maybe in the Vegas series a couple of years ago, where Leonard and Fleury split games.
Yeah. They didn't win.
And that I can't really think.
Yeah.
Like I said, right now my brain's roasting.
You're roasting. All right. So we'll cut this one short. We were late on it anyway, but we wanted to make sure we get this one out. So because we don't want people thinking, oh, they lost and now they can't even show up to do the video. Right. If we would have won, we probably would have just done it tomorrow, but we don't want people thinking we're hiding when we finally lose the game. So, all right, that's good enough. We appreciate everybody who watches. Like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Really appreciate it. I've been giving away, now I do the live streams 1 hour before each game. I've been giving away cards.
Oh, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, you must be on a delay with me, because you were still talking and like giving the question.
Right.
And I'm seeing in the chat everybody answering the question.
The Panthers
before you were even done asking the question.
That's weird.
Yep.
That's yeah. I'll have to research how that works out. That sucks for you. You probably would have. Well, what the hell was the Panthers question last night? It was who was the current Florida Panther that was 175th pick in the draft, and it was actually Maxim Mammon. So yeah. But anyway, so I give away 2 different Florida Panther cards each live stream. There's one Florida Panthers trivia question, and there's one Flying Fluffy Channel trivia question. And that's it. Well, let's
right.
Stu go inside because he's dying. All right, guys. We appreciate it. We'll see you again tomorrow with the regular schedule.
All right.